Hari Om. Or at first, we will start by chanting the Guru Stotra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यशाश्वतशान्तः व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः मुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्म सम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोः पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्रीजगन्नाथः मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुः परमदैवतं गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुः त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। हरि ओम। Chinmay International Foundation invites you for monthly Sadhana Day special satsang on the last Sunday of every month. So this Sunday, Swami Sharadanandaji Maharaj will be giving lectures on commandments of Hinduism. Shishyanusanam from Taittiriya Upanishad. Hari. Over to Swamiji.
ओम गम गणपतये नमः। ओम गुम गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम सं सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमां शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि satyam vadishyami tanmamavatu tad vaktaram avatu avatu mam avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. There is a famous Subhashita in Sanskrit literature. It says, Nityanta Saukhyalabhaya Nityam cha Atmahitaya cha Bhuvaneshu cha Sarveshu Sukhamichandi Manavaha. Manavaha Sukham Ichandi. All people in this world, not only people, all beings in this universe, they want to be happy. Sukham Ichandi. They want pleasure, they want happiness, they want fulfillment in their life. Not for a short period, Nityanta Saukhyalabha, eternal happiness. Nityam. Not only that, also for, Nityam, always, eternally, wherever they go. Bhuvaneshu cha sarveshu. Whether it is in this world, whether if they go after the death, whether they go to the heavens, Bhuvaneshu cha sarveshu, in each and every levels of existence, all the realms of existence, Sukhamichanti Manava. People want to be happy. All of us, all beings, they want to be happy. So that's why the Adhyatma Shastra is also a Shastra, a science. So in India, there is no difference between religion and science, because in India, religion is also a science, a Shastra, known as Adhyatma Shastra. That's why the Upanishad says that there are dve vidye veditavye. There are two types of science. One is external science, another is internal science. So physics, chemistry, biology, and all those are science, different branches of science. They are all dealing with what we can see with our indriyas. When there is something which cannot be seen with our indriyas, that's our mind, that's our self. So now, dealing with our mind, our intellect, our thoughts, our feelings, and more than that, which is beyond all these feelings and thoughts, the self. So the branch of science which deals with these aspects also is a science known as inner science, internal science, or Adhyatma Vidya. So here he says, Sukhamichandi. Everybody want to be happy. So what they do, they try to find happiness in this world. But the world is very funny. That is, one day we, like a person like us, and a lot of happiness we gain from that person. Then very next day, he may not like us, we may not like him, or things, or persons, or situations, or places. They're all anityatvat. They are all changing. Every day there is a change. And also, they are all limited. See, all the sukha in this world is limited. There's no unlimited sukha, because we drink a glass of payasam, which is very good, we experience sukha. But when we are forced to drink 10 glasses of the same payasa, instead of sukha, dukkha comes. So now the question is, how can we be happy? The first thing to understand that happiness, sukham, the word itself. Kham means akasha, space. Sukham means clear space. When our inner space is clear, clean, then sukha. If it is cloudy, dukkha. That is the meaning. So sukhamichandi manavaha. Everyone want to be sukham. Now, the question is, how can we be happy? Not for a limited time, not with a limited things, but how can we eternally happy? Here comes Adhyatma Vidya, the science of inner space about the self. Says, how can we be happy? Says, there's a process. Says the Upanishad, the Shastra, Vidya dadati vinayam. Vinayad yati patratam. Patratvad dhanam apnoti. Dhanat dharma tata sukham. So how can we have sukha? Shastra is trying to tell us, Vidya, first we have to be educated. We should have knowledge. If we want to really have happiness, of course, we need external, the knowledge of this universe, because we will be able to adjust the universe so that we may be able to live a happy life. So in order to control, in order to adjust the world for the benefit of ourselves, we need to know about the knowledge of this universe. So there is no problem for us with the external science, the physics or chemistry or any of the branches of science. We have no problem. That's all needed. So in order to have this happiness, we need, as I said, two kinds of knowledge: the knowledge of the world and knowledge of the self. Vidya. So when we are educated, properly educated, what we gain? Vinayam. The education should not make us, very very unhappy or very rude or very unworthy person. The education, what is the phase of education? What is the result of education? Vidya dadati vinayam. We should be more and more blessed with divine qualities like vidya, the vinaya. We have modesty. We should have respect and reverence for the universe. So vidya, the knowledge, help us to gain vinaya. Vidya dadati vinayam. Then vinayati yati patrata. When a person is blessed with good qualities, the divine qualities like vinaya, then happens patrata. We become patra. We are eligible to have higher levels of experiences. Whenever there is vinaya, wherever there are good qualities in us, then alone we shall be able to receive the higher kinds of experiences: joy, peace, fulfillment, and all of them. So, vidya dadati vinayam, vinayadiyati patrata. Vinaya, all the divine qualities like vinaya, takes us to patratam. That help us to, that makes us, patra, eligible to experience higher or inner or greater joys of life. Patratvat dhanam apnoti. When we are eligible, then we get dhanam. Dhanam, wealth. So when we are actually eligible to gain, to have, then we get wealth. Please understand, dhana in our Indian understanding is not only money. Artha, dhana, this all means a means. Now, the meaning of dhana is a means. Means means an equipment, a way through which we will be able to enjoy the higher levels of enjoyment or fulfillment. So, dhana, money, is a means. We are hungry. If we have money, we can purchase food. We are cold. If we have money, then we can get warm clothes. So, dhanam, the wealth, is a means for something else. If I may have crores of rupees with me, but if I am not using it at all, I can be hungry, I shall die, out of hunger, because dhana by itself cannot give me anything. Dhana is only a means for something else. That's why dhanam, artham. So, patratvat dhanam apnoti. When I am ready, when I am eligible, then I get dhanam, different means. As I said, of course, wealth, not only money, but I am able to, connect with higher things. I have this ability to seek higher values in life, and of course, wealth also. Patratvat dhanamapnoti. Why we need wealth? Why we need wealth? Says here, dhanat dharmaha. When we have wealth, means we'll be able to do dharma. The wealth is not just to accumulate or just for sensual pleasures. The main purpose of wealth is for dharma. Okay, we'll go into these words in detail later. So, dhanat dharmaha. So we'll be able to really, be blessed to have dharma in our life. Dharmaha, dhanat dharmaha, tataha sukham. And this dharma leads us to sukham, happiness. So, sukha comes from dharma. For dharma, we need artha or dhanam. This dhana comes from higher qualities like vinaya, etc. All the higher qualities of life, values of life, they come from study, education. So this is a very famous subhashita. So our problem, our today's topic of inquiry is sukham. We want to be happy. Every being in this universe wants to be happy. How can we be happy? Says dharmat. The real origin of sukha is dharma. So that's why purushartha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So artha kamas actually are based on dharma. When we have money, we gain money, we create wealth on basis of dharma, and our desires are based on dharma, then what happens? We will be able to enjoy the life. We will be happy in our life. Now comes Mahabharata. Vedavyasa says, Punyasya bhalamichandi, punyam necchandi manavaha. Na papa bhalamichandi, papam kuruvandi yatnataha. Vedavyasa says in Mahabharata, everybody want to be happy. There's no being in this universe who is not desirous of happiness. Everybody want to be happy. But they are not doing or they are not practicing what will give sukha. What is that which gives sukha? Punyam. Punyasya bhalam sukham. The happiness is the manifestation of punya. All those, in English we don't have a correct equivalent word for punya. Punya is not merits. Punya is the result, a very sukshma, very subtle results of dharma. When we practice good deeds in our life, when we do punya karma, when we do good deeds, a very subtle result is produced, and that subtle result is known as punyam. And in our life, whatever sukha we are enjoying today is because of punya we have gained in this life or in our previous lives. punyasya bhalam sukha. And everybody want to enjoy, everybody want to be happy. Punyasya bhalam icchanti. Punyam nechanti manava. But nobody is ready to do dharma. Everybody want the result, but nobody want to really act on that which will rise sukha. Sukha is coming from punyam, not from vastu. See, I may have a cup of coffee in my hand. Okay, I can drink it. But most of the time, we even don't enjoy the coffee we are drinking because our mind is somewhere else. So even to enjoy a cup of coffee, we need punyam. Even to enjoy the daily life, see how blessed we are. We can get up, we can do so many things. Not think about others who can't even get up from bed. There are people, but we never remember them. We only look up, and then we are lamenting, oh, I'm just having a coffee. Oh, that person may be drinking something else. See, we are always thinking about somebody else, something else, so that we don't even enjoy the day-to-day simple pleasures of life. That's why even though things are there, to enjoy, punyam is needed. So punyasya bhalam icchanti. What is punyasya bhalam? Sukham. The sukha comes from punya, but nobody wants to do punya. And papa na papa bhalam icchanti. What is the result of papa? Is dukkham. Now, all kinds of sadness, sufferings, problems in our life is because our own karma. Bhagavan is not giving us any kind of sukha or dukkha. Bhagavan is kevalam karma bhaladada. That is the universal truth, which sees that if we have done punya, papa comes to us. If we have done punya, sukha comes to us. If we do papa, then dukkha comes to us. So papasya na papamalichanti. Nobody wants to be unhappy in this world, but papam kuruvanti yatnataha. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are doing all kinds of papa. Now comes the question. So the last we thought, dharmat. No, dhanad dharma tatas sukham. So the base, the source of sukha is dharma. Now, what is dharma? We have no time to go into. It will come in this, so that at that time we will go in detail about dharma. What is dharma? In simple, one definition of Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya is yato abhyudaya nishreyasa siddhihi. What is dharma? Dharma is that which gives us abhyudaya and shreyasa. What is abhyudaya? Abhyudaya means all kinds of comforts in this world. Whatever we want, whatever gives us joy and fulfillment in this life. Whether it is food, whether it is family, whether it is security, whether it is wealth, whether it is physical health, these are all abhyudaya. But we know that even though we have everything, we have a house, properties, family, everything is okay. But if we really ask ourselves, are we really happy? Sometimes our mind always feel there's kind of a vacuum in our life. Why? Because that's how we are created. Srimad Bhagavata says this very clearly, that after creating all beings, Brahmaji created us, human beings. But there is something which is very, very peculiar in human being. That is, he has kept a vacuum in our existence. Even though all our physical, mental, intellectual needs are fulfilled, still there is a vacuum, the vacuum of spiritual experience. Okay, so this is there. Now, so what is dharma? Although abhyudaya is there, every kind of physical, emotional, intellectual aspects are very good, but still we are not fully happy because there is that vacuum. That's why I said nishreyasa. Until and unless we realize our true nature, we shall not be actually feel that fulfillment, that absolute happiness is only possible by abhyudaya and shreyasa. Now, how can we gain abhyudaya and shreyasa? Through dharma. So that's why dharma is defined as dharanat dharma, that which upholds, that which is the base, that which, because of which the other things happen. What are these other things? Abhyudaya and nishreyasa. When this abhyudaya and nishreyasa are created through dharma. So that's why it is dharanat dharma. The most important aspect in our life is dharma. Why? Because dharma alone gives us artha, dharma alone gives us kama, dharma alone gives us moksha. All the other three purusharthas are based on dharma. So, okay, very good. Now, what is dharma? We understood. But in each and every situation of our life, how we know that, what to do, what not to do? How are people like us will be able to understand the dharma, the values of life? Like when we go to a shop and purchase any equipment, they give us a manual. Whether it is a TV, whether it's a washing machine, any equipment, we get a small booklet with that, which explains how to use it. Now, like that, when Bhagavan created, the Lord created us, human beings, Bhagavan understood a manual is also to be given along with this creation. Why? For other creation, there is no manual. They are all, programmed beings. They cannot go beyond the program of nature. They are all under the control of the nature. They will not do something which is not programmed by the nature. But this creature, this human being can go beyond the creation, beyond the Prakriti is possible. So Bhagavan understood that when this creation has come, now we have to give them a manual. And that manual of life is known as dharma. It's known as Vedaha. Vedaha Aghila Dharma Moolam. Vedo Aghila Dharma Moolam. Aghila Dharma Moolam Vedaha. Veda is the Moola, Veda is the base, Veda is the substratum of Dharma. So, that's why they say, Dharma Brahmani Veda eva pramanam. To know what is Dharma, to know what is Brahman, those both of them, the Dharma and Brahma, both of them are Atindriya Vishayaha. What is Dharma, what is Brahma, both this cannot be known through Indriyas. So, Atindriya Vishayeshu Veda Pramanam. So, Atindriya, we do not know what is Dharma, what is Brahman. Both this, because we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot feel. So, Dharma and Brahma are two subjects which cannot be perceived through the Indriyas. So, on both these topics, Dharma and Brahma, Pramana is Vedaha. So Vedaha Aghila Dharma Moolam. Veda is the Moola, substratum, the source of Aghila Dharma. What to do, what not to do, how to do, what to do, why to do, all these things. The knowledge of all our life comes from Veda. That's why there are different, the word Veda itself, there are different meaning in Sanskrit. The word Veda comes from a dhatu, in a root in Sanskrit, vid, jnani. So vid is a dhatu, and to that one pratyaya, a ghan pratyaya is added, then Veda, the word, comes out. Now, what is the meaning of this dhatu? Vid says vid sattayam. First meaning of vid is sattayam, that which always exists. So Veda means what? Veda means, first meaning of Veda is that which always exists. It was there, it is there, it shall be there. Why? Because this is truth. See, now we know, the law of attraction and gravity and all that. Okay, now we know that what is gravitational force. Do we want to say that before Newton, gravitational force was not there? It was there. No, it is there now also. Suppose after thousands of years, people forgot this theory. Still, gravitational force exists, whether we know or not. So that Veda is also eternal. Veda was there, Veda is there. Maybe a time will come that people may forgot about Veda, but Veda shall exist. That's why it is known as Veda. Means that which will exist ever. Why? Apaurusheyatvat. Why Veda is eternal? Because apaurushaya. Apaurushaya means that which is, not created by any being. It's not, Vedas are not created by a being. See, like gravitational force is not created by somebody. It was always there. Somebody came to know and explained it. That's all. It's not that, he, invented it. So, what is Veda? Veda means, Veda is that which is eternal, because apaurusheyatva, this is tasya nishwasitam vedaha. What are these Vedas? Vedas are the nishwasa, the breath of the Lord, the Supreme. So, Veda is not based on human beings. Vedas were given to us. That's why Vedas are known as revealed scriptures. Otherwise, in Sanskrit we call it Shruti, that which is heard, that which is revealed, not something which is invented, that not somebody rishis sat down and then from their buddhi they wrote down. No. All those which were written down with the buddhi of rishis or mahatmas are known as smriti. Smriti, smaranat smritihi, that which came from their intellect, that is known as smriti. But shruti is something which is heard, which is revealed. So it is apaurushaya, that's what we believe. Now, different rishi, then when we read Veda, we'll see that for each mantra there is a rishi. What do you mean by rishi? Rishayaha mantra drashtaraha. Rishis are those people to whom these mantras were revealed. Rishis are not the one who thought and wrote. That's the difference. Anyhow, so Veda means vid sattayam. Veda means that which is eternal. Now, second meaning of Veda, the root vid, the meaning is jnane. Vid jnane. Means what? Jnane, to know. So what is Veda? Veda is the means of knowledge. As we said, Dharma Brahmani. What is Dharma? What is Brahma? So different branches of knowledge, they're all based. Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Jyotisha, no, Arthasha. These are all based on Veda. Veda is the source. Now, the other Shastras actually explain the essence. It's like a sutra and bhashya. So like a small sutra is there, and then the bhashya elaborates it like that. The Veda is jnana, is the base of knowledge. The means of knowledge, Veda. Then, so second meaning is vidajnani. First meaning is vidasattaya. Second meaning is vidajnani. Now, what is the third? Vida means labhe. Vida, labhe means to attain. Vida means to obtain, to obtain. So what is Veda? Veda is that which help us to obtain. What? Says, Laukikam paramartikam cha jivanam sughena sadhayitum margam. Veda is that which help us to obtain joy, happiness, fulfillment in our life. Okay, the said Laukikam paramartikam cha jivanam. The life can be of two types. One is Laukika, when we are here. We want progeny, we want wealth, we want physical fitness, we want, remedies for different kinds of diseases. These are all can be gained through Veda. Laukikam, it gives a very happy life here. Not only here, paramartikam, hereafter also. Means what? Whether a person want to go to Surga, want to enjoy the pleasures in subtle layers, Veda will help us. But then Veda says, see, this is because of your punya, but there is a possibility of eternal happiness. Beyond the cycle of birth and death. That is moksha. So whether we want to live a happy life in this earth, whether we want to go into, subtle layers of existence like Surga, whether we want to enjoy the eternal freedom, what we call as moksha, Veda will help us to obtain them. That's why Vida labhe. So Veda is that which will help us to obtain happiness and fulfillment here and hereafter. Vidalabhe. The fourth meaning of Veda is Vida vicharane. Meaning of Veda, Vida vicharane. Means what? To contemplate. Veda is that which helps us to think properly, to contemplate in the correct manner. So the truth, the Veda is that which helps us to contemplate on the truth here and hereafter. Not the truth of the world. What is this life? What is these things? So the Veda help to increase the power of contemplation in each one of us. So Veda is known as Vicharana. So there are two kinds of truth, Vyavaharika Jnana and Paramarthika Jnana. Transactional reality and transcendental reality. So Veda is that which help us to understand transactional and transcendental reality, Vyavaharika and Paramarthika Jnanam. And one more meaning for Vida. Vida Chetana Akhyana Nivaseshu. Vida means Chetana, to know, akhyana, to explain, and nivasa, to live. So Veda is that which help us to know, help us to understand, help us to experience. Whatever is this in this world, to understand them, the Vedas explains the transcendental and transactional reality to us. And most important thing, nivaseshu, Veda is that which help us to practice the eternal values of life, so that we'll be able to enjoy the life in its best manner. Now, so this Veda is the base of everything. Whether it is dharma, whether it is jnana, whether it is artha, whether it is kama, whether it is moksha. Veda is not only talking about Upanishads, but Veda is not only moksha shastra. Veda help us to gain everything. That's why we hear about putraka ameshti. Dasharatha, God received Brahma, Rama, Sri Ramchandra, and all the four brothers through putraka ameshti. Putraka ameshti is said in the Vedas. Okay, and there are mantras, there are rituals which help us to get wealth, power. Everything is there in mantra. So it is not only talking about moksha, but the majority of the Vedic mantras are talking 80. If there are 1 lakh mantras, 80,000 shlokas are talking about karma. Okay, how can we gain happiness here and hereafter? So that's why it's known as Shastra Yonitvat. Bhagavan is the Shastra Yoni, and Bhagavan is known through Shastra. What is Shastra? Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Akarya Vyavastitau. What to do, what not to do. Karya Akarya. Karya, that dharma. Akarya, that which is adharma. What is adharma? If we know what is adharma, then only we will be able to be what and about them. We will be able to protect ourselves from committing such adharma. So we should know what is adharma and dharma. Then alone we can lead a balanced life. So the Shastra is the Pramana, Shasanat, Shastra, that which shows us the path is Shastra. And what is the Shastra? The greatest Shastra is Veda. All other scriptures other than Veda, they all should follow Veda. Say, Shruti Smriti Virodetu Shrutireva Gariyasi. There are hundreds and thousands of Smritis. Smritis means that which is written down by people, even by great Maharshis. But if the aspects or the content of this Smriti is against Shruti, then Smriti will not stand. Shrutireva Giriyasi. Veda is the Parama Pramanam. Okay. Now, in Veda, there are 3 portions, or there are 3 portions in Vedas known as the Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Brahma Kanda, or Jnana Kanda. Okay, and also that's why sometimes Veda is known as Trayi. Sometimes people think that Trayi means the group of 3, isn't it? Means some people think that it's only Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda. Atharva Veda is not Veda. Sometimes afterwards somebody is joined, etc. etc. People say that is not the meaning. What is the meaning of Trayi? Trayi means Trikandatmakam Shastram, where Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda are together. That is known as Trayi. Or the mantras of Vedas are also of 3 kinds. Padyatmakam, Gadyatmakam, Ganatmakam. The mantras of Vedas are of 3 kinds. 1, poetry. Second, prose. Third, songs. So that's why this is known as Thrice, not because of, otherwise not Veda. So these three are known as, these three kinds of mantras together known as Vedaha. Now in Veda, so when we take up any Veda, there are four portions in that. Three Kanda, Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, Jnana Kanda. In Pradhama, the first Kanda, which is known as Karma Kanda, there are two portions known as Samhita and Brahmanam. Samhita and Brahmanam together becomes Karma Kanda. And Upasana Kanda is known as Aranyakam. Jnana Kanda is known as Upanishad. So in a Veda, there are four different kinds of mantras. Okay, Karma Kanda mantra, then Upasana Kanda mantra and Jnana Kanda mantra. Please understand that it is not that when we start, it will be Samhita and then will be not like that. Wherever, the mantras of praises of Devatas, they are Samhita. Wherever the mantras are there which explains, the practical application of these mantras are known as Brahmana. And wherever different kinds of meditations are, shown, they are known as the Aranyaka. Wherever Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya is said, that is known as Upanishad. Okay, so Samhita, then Brahmanam, then Aranyakam, then Upanishad. There are four such kinds of parts in the Vedas, or the mantras. Some mantras are talking about the stuti, some mantras are talking about the practical application of these mantras, some mantras are talking about different kinds of upasanas, some mantras are talking of the Brahma Vidya, Paramatma Vidya, Atma Vidya. So like that, the mantras, the Vedas can be of four types. Now comes, so there was actually before Vedavyasam, before the end of, Dwapara Yuga. See, first Yuga is known as Satya Yuga, then Treta Yuga, then Dwapara Yuga, then Kali Yuga. Okay, so when in Satya Yuga and in the Treta Yuga and even the first portion of Dwapara, there was only one Veda. Vedas were not classified. There was only one Veda. And in that one Veda, Rik was there, Yajus was there, Sama was there. So there, Rik, Yaju, Sama means, Rik means, Padyatmakam mantra. Yaju means Gadyatmakam mantra. Sama means Ganatmakam mantra. That's all. So they were all one, and people were so subtle. People, their intellect was so sharp. They could remember all these mantras together. According to our Shastra, there was a golden age and silver age and bronze age. Now it is iron age. We are coming down. In Kali Yuga, people are not able to remember. This is very true. Many of us who have studied in school, maybe 30 years back, we remember all the tables and everything. But now they don't remember any table. You ask them 8 into 4, they have to need a calculator for that. So people, they think that their ability to retain their smriti is coming down. So by the end of the third yuga, known as Dwapara, Bhagavan Mahavishnu understood that people are going to lose all Vedas. So Bhagavan took an avatara, a jnana avatara, known as the Krishna Dvaipayana. He took an avatara as a jnana avatara as Krishna Dvaipayana, and Krishna Dvaipayana understood. So he gathered all the mantras from the Bharatavarsha, from Afghanistan to Burma, from the Tibet to the Kanyakumari. From he directly or through his Shishyas, he gathered all the mantras which were existing those days and properly edited them and created four Vedas known as Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. Please understand, the word Rig, Yajur, Sama were there even before that. When we study Purusha Suktam also, we can see this. But then Rigveda only meant a type of mantra, Yajus means a type of mantra, Sama meant a type of mantra, Atharva meant a type of mantra. So Bhagavan collected all them and properly edited from here and there and here and there, put all the, all the one type of mantras together, etc., etc. And then he created the four Vedas and gave these four Vedas to his four prime disciples. So he collected the mantras, okay, of those mantras which are needed for Hota. There are, 18 Purohitas. Even if a person wanted to do a, proper yaga, etc., then there are supposed to be 18 Mukhya Purohitas. Among them, 4 are the most important one. First one is known as the Hota. For Hota, he is the one who actually invokes the Devatas. The mantras which needed for Hota, which are most of them are like in poetry form, Bhagavan collected all of them and then properly edited and gave to a Shishya known as Paila. And that is known as Rigveda. Now Bhagavan collected all the mantras which were needed for a Advaidyu. Advaidyu means a person who will actually perform different actions in the Yaga, Yajna, Karma. That person is known as Advaidyu. For that Advaidyu, whatever mantras are needed, and most of them are in Gadya form, Bhagavan collected all of them and put together and gave to his second disciple, or second known as Vaishampayana, and that Veda is known as Yajurveda, Yajus, Rigveda, Yajurveda. Then comes Sama. So there is a third main, Purohita in the Yajna Karma known as Udgata. Now the Devatas, the Hota has invoked the Devatas. Okay, they came. Suppose Indra, Agni, all of the Devatas are invited, they appear. Now Advaidyu offered them Cheru, different kinds of Somalata, Somarasa, etc., different bhogas are offered to them. Now, in order to make them happy, the Udgata sing. Udgata, the one who sing, So the most of the mantras, Saama, the most of the mantras of the Samaveda are from, other than some 40 mantras, all other mantras are from Rigveda. That's why Sama. Okay, but they're all chanted differently. So Udgata, singing, singing in the praise of those Devatas and making them very happy. So that's the role of Udgata. All those mantras which are needed for Udgata are most of them in the song form are collected together by Bhagavan Vedavyasa, edited by Vedavyasa, and gave it to Jaimini. That was his third disciple. So Jaimini got Samaveda, Vaishambhayana got Yajurveda, Paila got Rigveda. Now there were many mantras in the original Vedas which were very much applicable, very much of transactional values. How to live a good life, how to protect ourselves, how to destroy the enemies, how can we conquer the land and all those things of this bhumi, how can we lead a very healthy life. Okay, so all these understandings, all this knowledge were there in the original Veda. Bhagavan took all of them and edited them properly and then gave it to his disciple known as Sumantuhu. And that Veda is known as, that Veda is for the fourth Purohita known as Brahma. No, so there are, as I was saying, in 18 Purohits, 4 Purohits are the head priests. The first one is known as Hota, second is known as Advaityu, third is known as Udgada, fourth is known as Brahman. Brahman is the one who protects. Brahman is the one who actually conducts. He is the one who oversees all actions in the Veda, and if there is any kind of prayaschitta is needed, that all were performed by Brahman. So for him, all other mantras put together was given for his purpose, and that mantras together known as Atharva Veda was given to Sumantu. Now, in our this coming days, we want to discuss one very, very important aspect of Veda known as Dharma. So we were, I'm sure you have heard about the heading of the talks as the Shishyanusanam. The Shishyanusana comes from Taittiriya. Okay, Taittiriya is from Yajurveda. So as we said, there are 4 Vedas. The second Veda is known as Yajurveda. Vedavyasa gave the Yajurveda to Vaishambhayana, and Vaishambhayana had many disciples. He taught them to his disciples. Among all his disciples, the best Shishya was a very famous person known as Yajnavalkya. Now, Yajnavalkya was a very medhavi Purusha. So he by-hearted the entire, entire Veda, Shukla Yajurveda, and he was very proud, I could. And because of that pride, maybe he was fallen. The Vaishambhayana became angry with Yajnavalkya and asked him to give up all that knowledge which was gained by him. And as they say that he vomited them, means he gave up all that knowledge which was taken from his guru Vaishambhayana, and all other Shishyas, they took the form of some birds and grabbed that knowledge. So nice. Okay, so now Yajnavalkya has no knowledge. He forgot all the Vedas. He forgot everything he was learned from Vaishambhayana. But then he went to Hariparvata, which is near Uttarakashi. He went into the top of Hariparvata and meditated upon Sakshal Shri Suryanarayana. Bhagavan Surya is the embodiment of all 4 Vedas. So he meditated upon Suryanarayana after a long time of severe tapas. When Yajnavalkya's ahankara also got destroyed, then Bhagavan Suryanarayana appeared in front of him in the form of a horse, Vaji, a horse, and taught him the entire Yajurveda again. So as it came from the mouth of a horse, Vaji, that Veda came to known as Vajasaneya. Vajasaneya means that which originated from a Vaji, a horse. Which horse? Sakshal Suryanarayana. Bhagavan Surya himself taught Yajnavalkya a very edited version of the Yajurveda known as Vajasaneya Samhita, or also known as Shukla Yajurveda. Shukla means white. Why white? Properly edited. Now, as we know, the jnana which was there with Yajnavalkya, which he vomited, was received by different birds. That came in the form of birds and then accepted that knowledge. The other disciples, because of that, what happened? Little bit of mixture of Brahmana and the mantras. The Brahmana mantras and the Samhita mantras are little bit mixed together. That's why it's known as Krishna Yajurveda. So Yajurveda is classified into two, Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda. Shukla Yajurveda is which is given to Yajnavalkya by Surya himself, so known as Vajasaneya. In this Shukla Yajurveda, there were many samhitas, many branches, okay, shakha. But now there are two famous, Madhyandina Shakha and Kanva Shakha. So in Shukla Yajurveda, Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda, in Shukla Yajurveda there are two shakhas, two branches, Madhyandina Shakha and Kanva Shakha. Now, there are many more, but now these two shakhas exist. Now, what about this Krishna Yajurveda? Krishna Yajurveda is also got, three shakhas, known as Maitrayani Shakha, Taittiriya Shakha, Kata Shakha. So, in Krishna Yajurveda, there are three branches, known as Maitrayani, then Taittiriya, then Kata. Now, we come to the Taittiriya Shakha. In Taittiriya Shakha also, there are two branches, Apastamba Shakha and Hiranyakeshi Shakha. And all these shakhas had their own Upanishads. So now in Taittiriya Shakhas, Upanishad is known as Taittiriya Upanishad. Kata Shakhas Upanishad is known as Kathopanishad. Taittiriya Shakhas Upanishad is known as Taittiriya Upanishad. As we know, as we have already seen, Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. What is Upanishad? Upanishad. Now, what is the meaning of Upanishad? Upa means Samipe. When a disciple goes near a guru and nishtaya and stay with the guru for enough time wants to purify himself and he become ready to receive this great knowledge, then Guru gives him the knowledge. That is Sad Visharana Gati Avasadhana. What is the Upanishad means? Upasamipam Gatva Nishtaya. When we go to the near the teacher and then practice it with great abidance, then what happens? We receive a knowledge from our Guru. That knowledge, Visharanam, that actually slowly start to destroy our wrong notions and take us to the right truth, Gati, and Avasadhana, and end the samsara. So that knowledge which breaks, loosens all the samsara bandhana and releases, take us to the highest truth and totally destroy our samsara, all our vasanas, all our janana marana gati. That knowledge is known as Upanishad. So Taittiriya Shakha's Upanishad is known as Taittiriya Upanishad. In Taittiriya Upanishad, actually, there are four sessions. In the sessions are known as Valli, like Adhyaya. In this, the sections are known as Valli. There are four Valli, four sessions in Taittiriya Upanishad. The first one is known as Shiksha Valli. Second one is Bhrigu Valli. Third one is Brahmananda Valli. Fourth one is Mahanarayana Valli. There are four Vallis, four portions, four chapters in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Bhagavan Shankaracharya only commented. Bhagavan Shankaracharya only wrote Bhashya for the first three Vallis. That is Shiksha Valli, Bhrigu Valli, and Brahmananda Valli. He has not written the commentary for the Mahanarayanam. So generally when we say Taittiriya Upanishad, we take a Taittiriya Upanishad book. Now we only see three chapters, three portions known as Shiksha, Bhrigu, and Brahmananda Valli. But actually there is one more portion known as Mahanarayanam. Now we come to Shiksha Valli. What is the subject matter of Shiksha Valli? Shikshavalli is actually, as I said, no, this is Krishna Yajurveda. You can see that many other things also, not only pure Atma Vidya, but many other things also comes in between the Upanishad also. So now in Shikshavalli, we see different topics. Starts with Ucharana Shastra. How to pronounce, what is the base of Shiksha. Second is Veda Tattva. What is the essence of Veda? Third is Veda Upasana. How can we do the Upasana of Vedic studies? Fourth one is Omkara Mahatmya, the greatness of Omkara. The fifth one is Bhautika Adhyatmika Sukha Prarthana. Now, prayers for Sukham, prayers for happiness, how? Laukika and Adhyatmika. So, in transactional level also, transcendental level also, how can we be happy? That prayers, the prarthana, the prayers for transactional level happiness and also spiritual happiness, fulfillment. Then comes a very important portion known as Manushya Dharma. Manushya Dharma means what? What is the dharma of a human being? How to live in this world properly. So, how to live in this world properly is taught in the Taittiriya Upanishads Shikshavalli. That portion starts with Vedamanuchyacharyon Devasinamanusasti. That portion is beginning with these words, and a particular portion is known as Shishyanusanam, the readings, the teachings for a Shishya for perfect life. How to live a perfect life, how to live a complete life. So this portion of the Upanishad, this portion of Veda, which is actually telling us the science of life, is known as this Veda, the Shishyanusasana, which is talking about the science of life. That's what the subject of our discussions in the coming classes. We will begin the actual study of this Shishyanusasana in the next class. Hope we'll be able to meet again. Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.